Palantir's recent stock surge of over 150% in the last year and over 450% in the last 2 years combined has led investors to question whether this company is overvalued, undervalued, fairly valued, or if this is just the next $1 trillion company in the making. And this is an area where you're going to go ahead and shove all of your chips on red and end up retired in the next 10 to 20 years. Now, we are going to break this video down into a few small parts. First, taking a look at the chart here, taking a look at where we could be headed in the short term and what this chart is actually looking like on screen. Also, we're going to go ahead and take a look at financials, look at how the company is doing currently, what their numbers look like, and then also take a look at their forward guidance, taking a look at what these numbers could look like or will look like in the future. Jumping over to the charts here on the daily time frame, you guys can see that Palantir is currently in this beautiful cup and handle formation, which we once saw prior down at around that $15 range. And I'm just going to say it is crazy to see this name up at $131 where it currently sits when we were looking at this back at $16 just 2 years ago today. Now, this company has been absolutely killing it, as you know, but looking at this very nice cup and handle, I do think that there is much more room for higher. And I do think that will take us to around $155 to $164. And that will be about a 17 to 25% move from where we are today. And I do think that can happen by the end of this month. Now, this could happen by the end of June or somewhere by the end of summer, maybe come mid to late August, if we are to see a nice little pullback within the market. But I do think that this company will see $150+ by the end of the summer months, that being late July, early August. And that being said, I do think that this company could see even higher numbers. With the way that this company works, you guys know that it only goes up pretty much. It has been that Nvidia style company for the last year or two now. And with this company rallying to new all-time highs almost every single week, that does pose the question, like I said, is this going to be the next $1 trillion company? And I'll really deep dive into that once we do go over to the financials. But I do want to give you guys a little heads up on what that would look like. Now, if Palantir is to reach $1 trillion in market cap, from today's current valuation, we would need to see a gain of around 225% all the way up to around $428.02. Now, this would obviously be quite an outlandish gain from prices today, but with the way that this company has moved and progressed in the past, obviously it would not surprise me if this company is a $1 trillion company within the next 2 to 5 years. I really do think that this could be a strong possibility for Palantir to reach $1 trillion by 2030. Now, there is obviously going to be a lot that needs to take place for this to happen, but with the bullish sentiment that we have seen recently and the way that this company has increased their numbers, although it has not been crazy, which we will get into just a minute, I do think that this company has a strong potential to be one of the next $1 trillion companies. So let's go ahead and jump off the chart and onto some financials so we can really put pen to paper and understand if this company is worth all of that green. Jumping into Palantir's financials, we're going to be taking a look at Q1 of 2025's financial highlight. And from that Q1 earnings call, we saw a total revenue of $884 million, which is about a 40% year-over-year increase. We saw US revenue being up to around $628 million, which is really good to see. And that is up around 55% year-over-year. We also saw their commercial revenue being up to $255 million, up 71% year-over-year, and actually achieved a $1 billion annual run rate, which is a really, really good graph for this company. Now, going ahead and taking a look at their profitability, we can see that their adjusted operating margin is sitting at 44%. This is a really good number for a company that just turned profitable about 2 to 3 years ago. And this is another thing I do want to quickly hit on. With a company approaching $1 trillion in market cap, obviously this company is about a 3x away from that, so we're still talking probably a few years. But we would obviously like to see a company really, sat into this profitability where they are growing their profitability, not only just becoming profitable, but really buying into that, seeing what they can cut on other sides of their margins to increase their profitability. Where Palantir right now is kind of doing all of that at once, which is what they need to do to continue to grow. But I'm saying it will be interesting as they do continue to grow to see how they adjust to those margins getting cut, how they can cut costs and other things like that to increase their profitability long term. Just something for me to think about and something for you guys to definitely keep in the back of your head. But you guys can see that we had a rule of 40 score of 83%. This is really just indicating strong growth and profitability within the company. Not much more than that, but that is a good number for sure out of 100. So you're looking at about a B rating on that. Also getting into free cash flow of around $370 million, which is a 42% margin. Really good margin for free cash flow. You like to see something like that. Other names like Hims are bringing crazy amount of money. Stuff like that is really going to give you guys a lot of good stuff for this company to invest off of and really use this for other assets, maybe even something like Bitcoin. So now jumping into our last slide here, we're going to have full year 2025 guidance and then a little bit of takeaways for you guys. But taking a look at their guidance here, we can see that revenue is guided to be at around $3.9 billion, which is about a 36% increase year over year. Pretty good numbers there. And much the same with US commercial revenue outlook being up to around $1.178 billion, which is about a 70% increase year over year, which is a really good number to see out of a company of this size. Now, for takeaways here, you guys can see that Palantir is scaling fast. This is just a little bit of notes from me. Palantir is scaling fast, expanding AI ecosystem, surging in commercial growth, as you guys can see right here, being up around 70% year over year. Revenue and free cash flow growing in tandem. As you guys can see, revenue is growing, free cash flow is growing with it. Those are really good numbers to see kind of go up into the right together. And then also, this isn't just hype, it is momentum. This company has been trading off of other traders. Retail has been piling into this stock. Insiders have been selling. That doesn't really matter when Palantir is getting all of those insider buys from hedge funds and retail. And you're seeing big numbers go in there. And then even with insiders like Carp selling an X amount of shares every single week, like we have seen in the past, this company is being held afloat and actually propelled farther by stuff like retail and hedge funds. So that will be very interesting to see how this will work moving forward. But looking at these current numbers, I will say that over the next decade or so, this company really could grow to see possibly $1 trillion market cap. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys believe that Palantir could be the next $1 trillion market cap company, or if you guys have any companies that you guys want me to take a look at. Make sure you guys do drop those in the comments down below as always. Make sure you guys do like and subscribe on this video. And then also make sure you guys do jump into our free Discord, which is going to be linked in the description down below. We have over 500 plus profitable traders over there. So make sure you guys do join up and do not miss out. And I will see you guys in the next video.